Welcome to the heart of Eagles football, where the passion runs as deep as a South Philly cheesesteak. Picture this, it's Sunday in Tampa, the thermometer's pushing 92 degrees, and the air's so thick you could slice it with a butter knife. The Philadelphia Eagles, fresh off an NFC Championship run in 2024, are gearing up for a high-stakes clash against a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team loaded with offensive firepower. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and a gunslinging Baker Mayfield are ready to test Philly's defense. And who's stepping into this pressure cooker to protect the Eagles' perfect 3-0 start? None other than 23-year-old Kelee Ringo, a cornerback who hasn't played a single defensive snap this season. Talk about a plot twist. Let's set the stage. Kelee Ringo, a fourth-round pick out of Georgia in 2023, was supposed to be the next big thing in the Eagles secondary. This kid's got the pedigree of a champion, part of those Georgia Bulldogs teams that steamrolled to back-to-back national titles. With a 4.36 40-yard dash, a 6'2" frame, and instincts honed in the SEC, Ringo was penciled in as a potential starter opposite Darius Slay. Fans at Lincoln Financial Field were dreaming of him locking down receivers, maybe even picking off a pass or two for the highlight reels. But football's a funny game, isn't it? One day you're the future, the next you're sprinting downfield on special teams, chasing punt returners. That's been Ringo's 2025 so far. 62 special team snaps, leading the team, but not a single moment on defense. Nada. Zilch. Then, boom, fate comes knocking. Injuries have left the Eagles' secondary thinner than the line at Pat's King of Steaks at 3 a.m. With veteran Adoree Jackson listed as doubtful, Ringo's number is about to be called. This isn't just any game, folks. It's a Week 4 slugfest against a Bucs offense that's averaging 27 points per game. Mike Evans, a 6'5" monster, has 3 touchdowns already this season, and Chris Godwin's back to his pre-injury form, slicing through defenses with surgical routes. Ringo's last defensive action? Super Bowl 59, where he got a taste of the bright lights but wasn't the main event. Now, he's staring down a trial by fire in the Florida heat. Can he handle it? NickSirianni thinks so, and he's got a story from a decade ago to prove it. Here's where things get wild. When asked about Ringo's readiness, Sirianni didn't talk about his camp performance or his Georgia highlights. Nope, he went full throwback, pulling out a tale from his days with the San Diego Chargers in 2015. Kelee's done a really nice job, just continuing to work to get better, Sirianni said. We have a lot of faith in him. Guys who make their way on special teams, you trust those guys in these scenarios. Then he dropped the bombshell. He compared Ringo to Tyrell Williams, a wide receiver who was a special teams grinder for the Chargers. Williams barely saw the field as a receiver that year, but in the season finale, he exploded for a 70 or 80-yard touchdown catch. The next season, a cool 1,000 yards receiving. Sirianni's point: hard work on special teams builds character, trust, and readiness for the big moments. Now, let's be real, this comparison's got Eagles fans scratching their heads. A cornerback and a wide receiver? That's like saying a hoagie and a Tampa Cuban sandwich are the same thing. But Sirianni's onto something. Special teams is the proving ground where players show they've got the heart, hustle, and discipline to shine when the spotlight hits. Ringo's been a star there, logging an 84% usage rate on special teams, tops on the team. Defensive coordinator Vic Fangio's in his corner too, telling Ringo, your opportunity's coming, and you've got to be ready. Well, that moment's here, and Philly's holding its breath. Let's break down the matchup. For the uninitiated, a cornerback's job is like playing chess at 20 miles an hour. You're shadowing the opponent's receivers, trying to stop passes before they happen, all while dodging blockers and reading the quarterback's eyes. It's high stakes, high pressure, and Ringo's about to face one of the NFL's toughest tests. Mike Evans is a matchup nightmare. Think LeBron James with a football, using his size and hands to dominate. He's averaging 80 yards per game in 2025, and Godwin's not far behind, with 15 catches through 3 weeks. Baker Mayfield, Tampa's QB, has thrown for 850 yards already, and he loves taking deep shots. With the heat cranking up, stamina's gonna matter. Ringo's gotta stay fresh to avoid getting burned. Ringo's got the tools to compete. His college tape at Georgia showed a knack for jumping routes and breaking up passes, and his 4.36 speed means he can run with anyone. But here's the rub. He hasn't faced live bullets on defense this season. His last real action was in the Super Bowl, where he held his own but wasn't tasked with shutting down a star like Evans. Now, he's likely playing island coverage, NFL slang for one-on-one matchups with no safety help. Eagles fans know that feeling, don't you? That heart-in-your-throat moment when the ball's in the air, and it's just your guy against theirs. What's got Sirianni and Fangio so confident? It's Ringo's mindset. "I'm a student of the game," Ringo said. "I love the game, no matter my role." That's the kind of mentality that echoes Eagles legends like Brian Dawkins, who lived for preparation. Even without defensive snaps, Ringo's been grinding in the film room, taking mental reps like he's cramming for the SATs. Teammate Adoree Jackson, sidelined but supportive, put it simply, "I'm not worried about Kelee. He's gonna be all right." That's a big vote of confidence from a vet who's battled the league's best. Let's zoom out for some context. The Eagles' defense is humming in 2025, allowing just 17.3 points per game, third best in the NFC. Their pass defense ranks in the top 10, thanks to stars like Darius Slay and a fierce front seven led by Haason Reddick. But injuries are testing their depth, and the secondary's been a question mark since last season's 13-4 campaign, when they struggled against elite passing attacks. Ringo's 62 special teams snaps show he's got the hustle. Compare that to Tyrell Williams' 90 snaps in 2015 before his breakout. Sirianni's quirky analogy might just hold water. This isn't the first time Phillies leaned on a young defensive back to step up. Flashback to 2017, the Eagles' magical Super Bowl run. Rookie Rasul Douglas went from special teams to starting corner in the playoffs, helping shut down Tom Brady's Patriots en route to the Lombardi Trophy. The Eagles' secondary has always been a crucible. Think of Troy Vincent, Lito Shepherd, or even Asante Samuel, who made clutch plays in big moments. Ringo's story fits that legacy, but with an undefeated record on the line, the pressure's sky high. Let's paint a picture outside the link, where the tailgates are in full swing. We caught up with a fictional superfan, Joey "Bleed Green" Rizzo, grilling wings with a "Fly Eagles Fly" flag flying high. Ringo's got that Philly toughness, Joey told us, wiping barbecue sauce off his Jalen Hurts jersey. "I saw him blow up that punt returner in week 1. Kid's a missile. If he shuts down Evans, I'm naming my next dog Kelee." Over at the NovaCare complex, we imagine Jalen Hurts, the Eagles' star quarterback, hyping up his teammate. "Kelee's got that Georgia dog mentality, just like me. He's ready to ball." The analysts are buzzing too. Picture NFL Network's Brian Baldinger, a former Eagle, breaking it down. "This is what Philly's all about, next man up." Ringo's been waiting for this, and if he can hang with Mike Evans, he's not just a backup, he's a cornerstone. On X, the fans are electric but edgy. One user, at PhillyFanatic215, posted, "Sirianni's wild for that Tyrell Williams comp, but I'm buying it. Ringo, don't let us down." Another, at Eagles Dynasty, tweeted, "If Kelee locks up Godwin, I'm singing 'Fly Eagles Fly' at karaoke all week." So, what's the outlook for Sunday? If Ringo rises to the challenge, the Eagles could roll to 4-0, solidifying their grip on the NFC East. A win in Tampa would send shockwaves through the division, especially with the Cowboys and Giants lurking. It'd also cement Ringo as a legit piece of the secondary, maybe even pushing for a starting role alongside Slay. Picture the headlines, "Ringo's Revenge, Eagles Stay Perfect." But if he falters, Tampa's offense could feast, putting Philly's undefeated streak in jeopardy. A loss wouldn't end their Super Bowl hopes, but it'd spark questions about the secondary's depth as tougher tests, like the Commanders in Week 6, loom. Looking long-term, Ringo's performance could define his career. A big game could make him a fixture in the lineup, much like Avonte Maddox's rise a few years back. For the Eagles, a 4-0 start would set the stage for a deep playoff run, maybe even a return to the Super Bowl after last year's heartbreak. With Jalen Hurts slinging it to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and a defense that's starting to gel, this team's got the makings of something special. Let's sprinkle in some Eagles flavor for the diehards. Did you know "Fly Eagles Fly" was born in 1960, set to the tune of "Sweet Caroline"? It's the anthem that shakes the link after every touchdown, and it's going to be deafening if Ringo makes a play. This moment feels straight out of a Rocky Balboa script: grit, heart, and a shot at glory. With 2025 marking the 50th anniversary of the first Rocky film, Philly's underdog spirit is alive and kicking. Ringo's chance to shine is like Rocky jogging up those art museum steps, ready to take on the world. The NFC East adds extra juice. A win in Tampa gives Philly early bragging rights over Dallas and New York, who've been thorns in the Eagles' side for years. Remember 2017, when Nick Foles, Zach Ertz, and a scrappy defense stunned the NFL? This squad's got that same vibe, with Hurts as the leader, Brown as the playmaker, and maybe Ringo as the breakout star. Eagles fans, this is why we live for football. The drama, the heart, the chance for a new hero to emerge. Kelee Ringo's been biding his time, and now the stage is his. Will he shut down Tampa's receivers and keep the Eagles' perfect season alive? Or will the Florida Heat prove too much? One thing's certain, Sunday's gonna be a dogfight, and Philly fans will be chanting, "Fly Eagles Fly," from Broad Street to Tampa Bay. Catch the action at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox, and stay glued to our X feed for live updates. Keep bleeding green, Eagles Nation, this one's for the ages.